Good evening and welcome to Caddo Mills High School, where the North Lamar Pantherettes and the Dallas Lincoln Tigers are getting ready to take on fourth round regional final in Class 4A. And I've got Parker Benson with me. I'm Stephen Johnson. And Parker, man, you've done some studying on this North Lamar Pantherette team. You've done some studying on Dallas Lincoln, and this is going to be a very intense matchup, and of course, a state semifinal appearance is on the line.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Thanks so much for having me, Stephen. The energy here is palpable. You can really feel it building up. The North Lamar side, oh my gosh, there's a lot of people, especially coming from Paris, is not the biggest town, and the community support here is really just great. The Lincoln side, starting to fill up. You can feel it, the energy growing. But yeah, we're looking at a really great matchup here today. This is not your first round game where, it's usually a blowout. This is not like that at all. This is for, a trip to the state semifinals and probably, a trip to the state title game. So, Dallas Lincoln, they won last year. They're coming back this year with another hungry. They're still hungry. That's really the story of the game, is they've been here before. They know what they're doing. North Lamar, they haven't been here in a long time. So I think we're looking at something, that we haven't seen from them. They have not been this far before in a long time. And, they're really just looking to get to that next level and, really put that stamp on their season and finish strong.
Absolutely. And you talk about Lincoln having been here. They've got some returners from a season ago. And then for the North Lamar Pantherettes, 3 straight years of getting knocked out in that regional semifinal round. In the third round, they got over that hump against Hillsboro, first knocking out Farmersville, then Brownsboro, and then that big-time third-round victory against Hillsboro was massive for them. You could see the emotion on the court whenever that clock hit 0 at Walnut Grove earlier this week. But, kind of job not finished mentality for
Absolutely
North
not.
Lamar, and then Lincoln wanting to get back to that pinnacle where they were a year before. We're going to take a look at our sponsors here tonight. We want to thank Trey's Carpet Cleaning. Trey Streety, thank you so very much. Circle H Dirt Work Excavation, thank you guys for being a part of this. Quality Care ER, always putting up for our community. Roadrunner Service and Tire, Mike Davidson. Whatever you need, holler at Mike. Costin & Son Ready Mix, thank you to those guys. Along with Redbeard Repairs. Ricky Wayne Nelson stepping up to sponsor the North Lamar Pantherettes. And then also Good Guys Trailers, talking about Aaron Barnes. Thank you so much. I'm glad Aaron's sponsoring. He is at every single game that you can imagine. Appreciate him. And of course, Growing Green Designs Company. Thank you guys for being a part of this as well. And Parker, as we are now under 2 minutes away from tip-off here from Caddo Mills, it's kind of funny because this is a terrific gym. This is you have the glass behind the goal where you can stand back there and watch. Great seating, and ironically, some way, somehow, a huge step down from where they were playing at Walnut Grove, which I emphasize to people is not a gym, it is an arena.
Yeah, absolutely. This is in Paris's district coming up, so I know a lot of the Paris fans are going to be familiar with the gym. When you're talking around town between North Lamar, between Paris, between Chisholm, there's going to be a lot of familiarity with this place coming up in the next couple of years. This is just a 4A high school. That blows my mind.
Right.
I mean, it looks like a 5A, 6A. I was not at Walnut Grove, so this is very impressive to me, but, I can just imagine what that was like earlier in the week.
And, to me, the fact that they went out to a place like that in the third round, there's a lot of pressure to get past that round. You play in a venue like that, that kind of adds to the pressure, if you will. And so to get over that hump is really, really impressive.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the key for them is just not going to be satisfied with making it this far. I mean, we're now in the fourth round. All the teams are going to be good coming up.
Absolutely.
There are no easy wins. Like I said earlier, there's no easy wins like in the first round. Oftentimes you see kind of the not as high scoring game. But I think, if it comes to an end tonight, it was a great season, but that's not what we're coming here for. You know, we're trying to get to that next step. So, you know, I'm really looking forward to this one. I don't know about you.
Oh, 100%. And, you know, of course, led by Alexa Lane. What's really impressive about the North Lamar Pantherettes is the other 4 young ladies that will start were not starters a year ago, and some of them not varsity players a year ago. So for them to come up and step into these roles and help lead this team to where they are now is absolutely tremendous, but it also does speak to the future of this program. You've got 1 senior on this North Lamar Pantherette team, and that's Alexa Lane, Division I player. No matter what happens, she has been tremendous. I'm talking about one of the greatest to ever put on the blue and gold for the North Lamar Panthers and Pantherettes. But right behind her, you know, you talk about Lacey Webster and then Kyra Carey, Chris Malone, and Avery Curtis. Those young ladies have really, really done a tremendous job stepping up to the plate as we get ready for our nation's anthem and then call out the starting lineups. And then we'll get this thing underway as a big cheer from the North Lamar Panther crowd. Lots of blue and gold here tonight.
Yeah, we're sitting right in front of the, you know, student section, so there's going to be some noise coming from over here.
And I love it. That's exactly what you want. And we will pause for the national anthem. All right. You know, one thing that I absolutely love about coming to Caddo Mills is, one, you know, as a UNT Mean Green alum, love the colors. It kind of gives off Dallas Stars vibes,
Oh, yeah.
if you will. But also, they bring a live DJ to every game. He's in the corner, and he is who will announce the starting lineups, and it'll start out with Lincoln bringing Brayla Miller onto the floor. And that'll be followed up by Bailey Thomas, sophomore. Lene Dallas, another sophomore for Dallas Lincoln. Arjayla Elder, a 5'8" senior, and then rounding out the lineup for Dallas Lincoln will be Braylee Castle. And then for your North Lamar Pantherettes, it will be the 5 that it has been all season long. And we're talking about Kyra Carey, we're talking about Lacey Webster, Avery Curtis, of course, Chris Malone, and the super senior, and I don't mean 4th, 5th year senior COVID year type situation. I'm talking about just the magnificent player, D1 bound, Alexa Lane. And one of my favorite things is their introductions as Webster steps out onto the floor. Chris Malone. He really got things started against Hillsborough, knocking down some triples. The senior, Alexa Lane. Kyra Carey, sophomore. And I'll tell you what, I've got high expectations for her, not only tonight, but going forward in the future. And then one of North Lamar's best athletes, volleyball, basketball, stud softball player, Avery Curtis. We've got 8 minutes on the clock, and we are ready to get this thing rolling from Caddo Mills as Lincoln steps over to their bench one last time. North Lamar heads to their sideline, getting some final instruction from Coach Tisdale. And one key to tonight, Parker, I believe, is can you come out calm and treat this like another game? We know it's not another game, but can you approach it as if it is?
Yeah, I think we're going to see two different, kind of storylines here, because you got North Lamar, like I said, they have not been here in a long time. None of these girls were even alive when they last made it this far. So, they're not really familiar. Are they going to be able to keep up the energy that they've had throughout the playoffs? And then on the Lincoln side, they won the state championship last year. So is it going to be another game for them, like you mentioned, or do they see the importance of this game and push them into the next round? I'm excited to see how it pans out for sure.
So it'll be Elder and Lane in the center circle. And we're ready to get going from Caddo Mills, the 4A Region 2 Finals, as Malone brings the ball up court.
Starting with a man defense here.
Carey going to Webster out on the wing, over to Curtis. And it looks like it'll turn over to Lincoln. Elder. Very loud opening from the crowd at North Lamar.
They're going to need that energy throughout this game. I love it.
Absolutely. And Lincoln being patient offensively. North Lamar defensively showing patience as well. Driving, kicking, and then skip pass, baseline, mid-range jumper, no good. Curtis comes up with the board and a foul. And I'll tell you one advantage North Lamar has, it certainly will be the crowd.
Oh, yeah. Looks like we're starting with the full court press here.
You're likely to see that all night long. Now, the good thing for North Lamar is they have one of the best press breakers in this part of the country. As Carey, she'll drive, loses the ball, turnover to Lincoln, and then Lincoln turns it right back over. Malone.
5 on 3.
With numbers, she pulls up from mid-range. No good, and Dallas pulls it down. Quickly up the floor. Shot no good, rebound going to Carey. And that is going to be vital as pulling down boards as Curtis ahead. She hits the deck hard. As that foul is going to go against Lene Dallas.
Alexa Lane looking like a quarterback there. I mean,
brother,
she chunked that thing.
If this is your first trip, let me tell you, Alexa will pull that trigger. Scoreless, a minute and a half into this one, but Avery Curtis and a very good free throw shooting North Lamar Pantherette team. And I would love to have Justin Weidman with the sniper sound as they hit two. On the other side, travel. Carey bring the ball up. Over to Lane. Taken away, it'll stay with the North Lamar Pantherettes.
I'll give Lincoln credit. They are relentless on defense so far.
Yeah, this is what they're going to do. They're going to get in your chest, press the whole time, as Webster brings it across midcourt with numbers, and then a foul called, and Webster headed to the free throw line. And I'll tell you what, when you want to stand in and take a charge from Lacey Webster, you got to be brave, because she hits like a ton of bricks.
Yeah, they're going to be thinking about that, you know, in the game as the game goes along. Is, do they want to do that again?
Ball inbounded, and then we are going to have, I think, Curtis might have still been.
Yeah, she didn't get quite over the line there.
Right. And then travel called against Dallas. Kickball is going to go against Lincoln, staying with North Lamar. And there's that pass deep. And they are going to say this one goes over to Lincoln. And I know that North Lamar probably wanted a foul call, but kind of just got the feet tangled up.
Yeah, kind of just got to let them play there. It's a weird little scenario there. It's number 5, Elder.
Drive and cut off. Pass kind of in between, handled by Patterson in the game for Lincoln. Elder is going to drive, kicks out, ball fake, top of the key to Patterson. And it's taken away, scramble on the floor, and Lincoln recovers. Long triple, off the mark, no good. And it looks like they're going to get an and one opportunity. Coach Steed doing a little bit of coaching on how you can cleanly pull down that rebound. And this is one thing that was a key to this game, is limit the second chance opportunities.
They're relentless on the boards. You cannot give them second chance opportunities. They're going to put it back in every time.
Lane, Malone dribble handoff. Back to Lane. Spinning, puts up a shot. Deflected, no good. Patterson comes down with the rebound. Lincoln coming the other way. Elder spins in the paint. And let's see what this, they're going to give her shots. And the foul's going to go against Malone.
This is the leader of their team, too, here at the line. She's a senior. She was the state MVP last year. So can North Lamar keep her in check? We'll see as the game goes on.
First shot rattles home. And like you said, it is imperative that the North Lamar crowd that has filled this home side continues to keep that energy. Next shot, up and good. Carry across midcourt, and they guard close.
Yes, they do.
Handoff back to Carey. This one thrown away. Up the other side.
Poke free.
Lane headed the other way. And it'll be free throws coming for Alexa Lane.
They need to keep doing that. Keep driving and getting those foul calls. It's happened 3 times already. I mean, it seems like they're fouling just about every time we drive.
Shot up and good for Alexa. And yeah, being aggressive, pushing that ball into the paint. Don't settle for jump shots. And if the whistle is a little bit quick, take advantage of that.
Absolutely. Get those high percentage shots in there.
Now Larman in the game for Lincoln. Another key that will be imperative tonight is going to be the depth of this Dallas Lincoln team. North Lamar tends to go one girl off the bench. Otherwise, you're looking at the same 5 that'll be on the floor, and a foul is going to get called. And that's going to go against Malone. That's her second, and here comes Jordan Jones. Elder. And they'll dribble handoff to Patterson. Great defense from Jones, getting inside and scoring.
A tough layup.
Ball turned over. And timeout, Pantherettes. And we'll take a timeout with them. We will be right back here on Game Day.
Yay! We're so excited you decided to become a member.
Thanks, I didn't think it would be this easy.
I know. We've opened up memberships so even more people can take advantage of our amazing services.
Are you gonna clean this up?
Become a new member and take advantage of all RRCU can offer. Experience the credit union difference anytime, anywhere.
No, seriously, are you gonna clean this up?
Do you RRCU?
And we're back here at Caddo Mills. North Lamar trailing 9-4 to Lincoln. We'd like to thank Trey Streety, Trey's Carpet Cleaning, for bringing us out here tonight and being a part of this North Lamar Pantherette run, and looking for it to continue on. The winner of this one will play the winner of Lubbock Liberty and Brock. So either way, the next round is quite a haul. Stephen Johnston, Parker Benson, and North Lamar out of the timeout, breaking the press. Carey passes off and a foul called. And again, even though it's a drive and kick, they get the foul call. Pretty much everything, every foul has been called on a drive.
Absolutely. The refs are calling just about everything. So I think they need to take advantage of that. I mean,
And they
get to
certainly,
the line.
That'll be the 5th team foul against Lincoln as Carey off on the first, has an opportunity on a second. Shot up, off front iron, board cleared by Lincoln. Patterson, about 4 feet beyond three-point line, dribble handoff. And this is something they do. Spinning down in the lane, kick out, 3-ball coming, can't hit, tapped out. Webster comes up with it and then taken away by Elder, spinning, shooting, and fouled. And I think Alexa's in great position. You keep those hands up, move the feet, slide. But nonetheless, it'll be free throws for Elder coming up. You had a couple of D1 players going at it there.
Absolutely. And Elder committed to Old Dominion. Alexa Lane, obviously, Abilene Christian. So there'll be a matchup to explore as the game progresses, but those are the two key players.
Second shot for Elder. Up and good. Press has been tough, and usually this is a very good press-breaking team, and it'll be Miller at the stripe. Lincoln has shot a lot of free throws here in the first quarter.
Both teams have.
We mentioned if they're going to be pretty trigger happy on the whistle, then keep driving, keep being aggressive. Both teams doing that.
And bring all 5 down to the front half of the court.
And then deep pass to Carey, and she will get the 2.
That's big.
Lincoln quickly the other way, rejected and a travel called. Carey sent that one the other way regardless.
They need to ride this little momentum that's building up here.
Jones back to Alexa. Lane stepped out of bounds.
By a pinky toe.
Substitution being made, and it's going to be Colton.
Yep.
Lincoln with a 6-point advantage. And we know with the shooting of this North Lamar Pantherette team, that can change in the blink of an eye. As Curtis up close, mid-range jumper is good.
There have been no easy shots so far.
Yeah, and that, the mid-range jumper is kind of the lost shot in basketball this day and age as Webster drives and kicks. Back to Curtis. Curtis will drive, puts a shot up, hits the deck. Webster gets the whistle.
That's good to see. You want to see Lacey establishing that interior presence there. Substitution mishap here.
And now you're going to have Dallas checking in. Second shot for Webster, up and good.
One with the 3-2 zone.
And neither team, I think North Lamar has 1 field goal. I think Lincoln has 1 or 2. As the flip up from Elder goes in to Webster. Up the sideline. Picks up her dribble and throws it away. And it's going to be Lincoln coming up with it. Elder for 3. Can't hit off front iron, offensive rebound. Turnaround jumper, no good. Another board for Dallas, up, and they're going to say tie ball. And the tie ball advantage will go to Lincoln, but no basket.
I mean, she had 5 defenders on her there.
Now another substitution as Castle, an original starter, checks back in. Miller to inbound. Steps back, 3 ball coming, got it. Kick ball out of bounds. It's going to stay with North Lamar. Lane will inbound. And Alexa comes up with it, but great position was Elder. And I think that Avery Curtis is going to get hit with a foul here.
Yeah.
And that's a tough one because, you know, you're kind of both going for the ball. But it'll be shots coming up for Elder with 47 seconds remaining in the first quarter. First shot off the mark for Elder.
You see a little bit of foul trouble starting early from both teams.
And that's what has Chris Malone on the bench for North Lamar as this one rolls around and finds its way home. Now substitution following the made basket. And that's interesting. They did not allow the substitution despite the dead ball. Can't say exactly what it is, but nonetheless, Webster to Lane. And you can tell there are 3 girls on her as she brings the ball up the court. Jones off the mark, rebound cleared. Lincoln coming the other way, locked up by Lane. Long triple, got it. As we get down to about 10 seconds remaining. Poked away, out of bounds. 6 seconds left on the clock.
Let's see what kind of play they draw up here in the quarter.
And I'm sure that they would love to get it into the hands of Alexa, and Lincoln would love to deny that as you have 2 girls face guarding her. They go into Carey. Carey kicks out. Webster can't hit. Rebound as the clock expires. 23-7, rough first quarter for North Lamar, but a lot of game left to play from Caddo Mills. We'll be right back here on Game Day.
We're here at the biggest game of the year for the kickoff, and I say these local guys have no competition, John.
No doubt, Stephen. Why sweat in the press box?
When you can sit like a king.
And we got the best seats in the house right here, baby.
Where every seat is the best seat.
Oh yeah, Texas Furniture and Appliance. Local since 1927.
These players are definitely in their comfort zone.
You say something?
And we're back here on Game Day. Stephen Johnston, Parker Benson bringing you the action from Caddo Mills. Thank you very much to Circle H Dirt Work and Excavation, Dalton Hambleton, and also North Lamar Panther great Patrick Watkins, coach. Appreciate you guys being a part of this run for the North Lamar Pantherettes. Lincoln, you know, North Lamar came out really, really high energy, had the crowd behind them, got the first 2 points, and Lincoln really put a ton of pressure on them beyond that, and it's been a tough night. But, like I said, a lot of ball left to play as Chris Malone checks into the game, along with Curtis, Lane, Jones, and Carey.
I think what they talked about during the quarter break is staying in their own game. You know, they're getting a little excited sometimes and making some questionable passes. And, you know, coach just reminding them that they got here for a reason.
Lane drops it. And an opportunity for a 4-point play. And that'll get this crowd fired up. Pulled it right in the face of the reigning state MVP. Lane shot up, no good. And rebound is going to go over to Lincoln. North Lamar needs to get back. And 2 points for the Lady Tigers. Lane brings it up.
Here comes the double.
In the corner. And swiped away as Lane hits the floor. And Boy, that's tough to play defense if that's going to be the whistle.
Yeah, especially with someone that's already in foul trouble. You hate that to be their third foul already in this game.
Yeah, that's tough. And especially immediately after Alexa hits the deck like she did.
Yeah.
And then you get a little touch foul.
I think unfortunately for Alexa, just none of the referees were paying attention over there. They were looking more at the ball, and that's how the game pans out sometimes.
Second shot up and good. Throwing deep to Carey, and Lincoln comes up with it. 3 ball on the way, no good. And here's a foul going to get called against Lincoln going the other way.
It's on Elder. Need her second.
And kick ball out of bounds on Elder.
She has caused a lot of disruption on the inbounds.
And once again, another touch foul. That's her third. And now, just kind of right the other way, Elder is holding her hands up like, kind of, what did I do? How do I defend in that case? And I'm not opposed to what she's saying. I agree with her, but that's how it was called the other way.
Yeah, and that's always good to see that the ref are calling it both ways. It's not, one team's getting the calls and one team's not. They're both getting that.
And it's been a touchy whistle all night.
It has been.
We talked about being aggressive, driving to the paint and getting to the stripe. Both have done that. Shot up from Lincoln, no good. Touched out of bounds. Will go over to North Lamar. And if you're the Pantherettes, you got to find some life on offense. As we await play to continue. The substitution situation has been pretty interesting all night.
Yeah, I don't really know what's going on there.
Webster has it knocked away. It touches the line. It'll stay with North Lamar.
Bench excited for that call.
And Lane to inbound. From in front of her own bench in the back court, goes into Carey. Carey, cross midcourt to Curtis. Dribble handoff to Lane. Shot up, got it! Oh my goodness, Alexa. Play that tune.
Only 2 buckets in the quarter.
Shot up, no good. Long rebound goes right back to Miller. Dallas driving, spinning, shooting. Can't get the roll. Jones pulls down the board. Over to Webster. Pass off to Lane. She'll do it again. Off the mark this time. Oh, can't hit the putback. And now I think we're going to have a foul. I know that Coach Steed wants a tie ball. I don't think that Webster quite had the angle.
Yeah, they got a hold on her.
And that last shot, that's a heat check. for Lincoln. This is kind of how they came out in their half-court set, rotating the ball around the perimeter, staying patient on offense. Kicks out, 3-ball from Dallas, can't hit. Webster fighting for it, and Lincoln comes up with it. Webster, second chance, and I think this is going to stay with Lincoln.
I'm loving the hustle from her, though. I mean, there's a lot of tall bodies in there that she's going up against.
And, you know, it's one of the keys that we had. The two things that we felt really were going to impact this thing were offensive boards. You got to keep Lincoln off the offensive boards. And then the depth of Lincoln. As Dallas spins, can't hit it, loses the ball, gets inside, no good. And there's another offensive rebound, and this one falls through. That's why you got to clear the boards.
Yep. I mean, they have 3-4 girls crashing into the boards almost every shot.
And I think that North Lamar, you know, it's tough because you're in decent position.
Yeah.
Maybe a little too deep under the basket, and that's giving a longer Dallas Lincoln team the opportunity to maybe not get over the top of you, but get over you. And then whistle. Lincoln calls time. We'll take a timeout with them. We'll be right back here on Game Day.
At Raffaele Property Management, keeping our tenants comfortable is a top priority. That's why we trust Lone Star Heat and Air. They've always been dependable, quick to respond, and their work is top-notch. Whether it's routine service or an urgent call, they take care of it with professionalism and care. We couldn't recommend Lone Star Heat and Air more for anyone looking for a reliable HVAC service.
And we're back here on Game Day. Stephen Johnston, Parker Benson. Thank you to Roadrunner Service and Tire for bringing us out here tonight to Caddo Mills as the North Lamar Pantherettes in a hole here in the second quarter. 28-13, Lincoln with the lead and the ball inbounding from their baseline in the front court. One dribble step over and then passes off top of the key to Larman. Larman dribble handoff. Driving, and this will be another foul called. And for North Lamar, you know, they're a physical team. They like to play a physical brand, and that's just not kind of what's on the docket here tonight. As there's a long triple knockdown.
And that's Dallas, and she's one of the top prospects in the 2028 class.
Curtis drives the whole way, can't get it to go. Blocking foul. Yeah, she calls herself, and when I say calls herself, I don't know if she calls herself that or if others do, but Dallas Baby Braun.
Yeah,
that's pretty bold.
Yeah, but you know, as far as I have seen, the nickname fits. You know, she's a good player, very athletic, very quick,
big build.
Yeah, just hit a pretty deep three.
Sure.
She's only a sophomore.
Curtis getting ready for her second shot, and it rolls home. And I'm not sure they put her first make on the scoreboard. As that long three is no good. Webster comes up with it, coming the other way. And now we're going to have a foul on.
Out of bounds.
I guess out of bounds.
You know, I thought with how the refs were calling it, that was a foul, but just out of bounds call.
Yeah, I think
Another one.
Yeah, there's another. Lane working her way across midcourt. Pulls up. Can't hit that one. Rebound, now fast break opportunity. And Lewis gets the shot, can't get it to go, and the foul is going to be called against Alexa.
And for Lincoln, every time they get a defensive rebound, they have someone leaking out. I mean, Northmar has to get back quick and cover up the board.
So more shots coming for Dallas Lincoln. This one off the mark.
It's also Alexa's third foul.
And that's tough. You know, you probably play another 2 minutes and see if you can go the remaining minute and a half without.
Yeah, and like you mentioned, they don't have the luxury of having the depth that Lincoln does.
Right. Carey, step back, no good. Lincoln comes up with the board. Other way, attacking. Shot no good. Lane with the rebound. And then throws it off of the defender. And now Alexa will take a seat. Again, those 3 fouls, that's tough to come by, as on our roster, we have Aaliyah Conkleton checking into the game.
Gonna have a blocking foul here.
And that'll be shots for North Lamar over the foul limit. So Avery Curtis at the stripe. Good free throw shooter. First shot up and good. And they still, you know, we still have a little differential in our points here. I'm not sure the last time North Lamar was at the stripe. They made both. I think they only put 1 point up on their scoreboard. So right now, we have 17 for North Lamar. They have 16. Of course, halftime coming up, you'll kind of go and say, hey, you know, what's going on here? And now we have a charge. And how about that? Fresh in the game, making an impact on the defensive side of the ball.
And that'll be her third foul as well. So the fouls are piling up on both teams.
Well, not just on both teams, but you're talking about the 3 quote-unquote stars of this game.
Absolutely.
Elders on the bench with 3 fouls. Lane on the bench with 3 fouls. And then Dallas, despite being in the game, playing with 3 fouls. And, yeah, there's going to be one against Curtis.
Well, that one looked a little bit more textbook foul to me
Sure,
than some of the ones we've seen.
Caught her on the forearm.
Yeah.
And I know that Coach Steed is, you know, giving her case, but that initial hand was down more so than up.
Yeah.
Second shot to come for Dallas. It's up and good. And, you know, Lincoln, talk about how good of a free throw shooting team that North Lamar is. Lincoln's a very good free throw shooting team, proving that here in the first half.
I think that's something you see in a lot of good teams, is the ability to convert at the free throw line. You know, those are 3 points that you gotta get. And both of these teams really good at the free throw line.
Freshman Ella Nelson in the game. And this one poked out of bounds. And it'll stay with North Lamar. And Nelson, very good athlete herself. cross-country runner, track, and now we have another whistle. This one's going to go against Lincoln.
Be on Patterson. An interesting little tidbit about her is she just tore her ACL last summer, so you see that brace on her leg. She's working to come back from that.
Also, they did add that point for North Lamar as Jones misses the first. Second shot on the way for Jordan, knocks it down. And a timeout called. North Lamar will take a timeout with them. We'll be right back here on Game Day.
Ready to rep your school and your wallet?
I'm here to open a student account and score that sweet school debit card.
With no monthly fees, mobile banking, and a debit card that shows your school pride, our student account is built for your game plan.
Get in the game. Open yours today.
First Federal Community Bank, the only bank you'll ever need.
First Federal Community Bank, the only bank you'll ever need.
And we're back here on Game Day from Caddo Mills. Stephen Johnston, Parker Benson. Thank you so much to Quality Care ER bringing us out to Caddo Mills and following us through this playoff journey for the North Lamar Pantherettes, and it has been a historic one. Last time they were in the regional finals was 1993. And Parker, you said none of these girls were even alive. Brother, it's even beyond that.
Yeah.
I mean, so an amazing season, looking to make not just history with the depth of the playoff run, but make history with a comeback here tonight.
Yeah, North Lamar needs to get their crowd back into it right here and, finish this half strong.
And not only that, but you're going to have to do it with some bench contributors who don't see a ton of time on the floor against a Lincoln team that goes really deep. Nelson defensively one-on-one against Mondi. Shot up and gets it to go. Lincoln's done a good job in the shot-making department as Carey bringing the ball up the court. Pass off to Nelson, dribble handoff to Jones. Right back to Carey. And then thrown away. And I know for Coach Steed, the temptation to have, your Chris Malone and, of course, your Alexa Lane out on the floor, it's got to be there, but you have to weather the next minute and 15 seconds.
Absolutely. You don't want one of them coming back in and getting their fourth foul, and then, you're right there on the fifth. You're playing on the edge, trying not to get that fifth foul. So.
Great man-to-man defense from Webster. Now under 1 minute to go until halftime. And Lincoln looks like they're pretty content to take a little bit of air out of the ball. And now driving, might have walked, no call, knocked away, and going into the back court. And that ball was tipped. Kick out, corner three coming. No good, nothing. Webster pulls down the rebound. And now Webster hits the deck one more time. No call, coming the other way. Shot up and good. And that did look more just like lost the footing, slipped on the court.
Yeah, I'm hoping it's just, the breath got knocked out of her or something of the sort. Nothing serious. She seems to be walking around fine, so that's always good.
Inbound to Jones, final 10 seconds. Over to Carey. Carey, driving, stop, pulls up, no good. Rebound over to Lincoln. And that's how the half will end. 40-18. North Lamar trails. We will be right back here on Game Day.
Sorry you're under the weather, Susie. Here are those loan docs.
Thanks, James. I'm so glad we didn't have to delay this closing.
Tissue?
Thanks.
Secure and safe loan closings, or take care of just about any banking task. Experience the credit union difference. Anytime, anywhere. With RRCU's digital banking. Do you RRCU?
At Moore Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Paris, we can make your next vehicle purchase simple, stress-free, and built around you. Whether you're looking for a rugged Ram truck, an adventurous Jeep, or a quality pre-owned, we have the right vehicle for you at the right price. And with over 700 five-star reviews, our customers know that our friendly, knowledgeable staff is here for you. So come see us off the Loop in Paris, Texas, and for more details, visit morecdjr.com.
Yay! We're so excited you decided to become a member.
Thanks, I didn't think it would be this easy.
I know. We've opened up memberships so even more people can take advantage of our amazing services.
Are you gonna clean this up?
Become a new member and take advantage of all RRCU can offer. Experience the credit union difference. Anytime, anywhere.
No, seriously, are you gonna clean this up?
Do you RRCU?
And we're back here on Game Day, and I'd like to thank Roadrunner Service and Tire for bringing us out, along with Costin & Son Ready Mix. Appreciate you guys being a part of this. Red Beard Repairs. Ricky Wayne Nelson, brother, thank you so very much for being a part of this. It means a ton to these girls and means a ton to the community to be able to come out here and watch the game. If you're not able to make it out to Caddo Mills, to have a place where you can access the game. And Stephen Johnston, Parker Benson, as we are about 8 minutes remaining in the half. And Parker, I know obviously it's been tough, 40-18.
Yeah.
Never say die, of course. But for North Lamar, I think a lot of it has to do with competition you've never seen before, at a level you've never seen before. And the tricky part to that is, where would you really go to find it other than the fourth round of the Class 4A Region 2 playoffs?
Absolutely, but one thing you mentioned when the game started is they only have one senior. So, next year they're bringing in a lot of the experience from this game. They'll be able to carry that years on. You're even getting to see some of the young players that have not really got to play a whole lot in the playoffs. I really think this is going to be beneficial far more than just this season. It's going to have years of impact.
Absolutely, and you talk about years of impact. As a matter of fact, two of those starters for North Lamar are sophomores. We saw freshman Ella Nelson in the first half, also Conkleton in the first half, a sophomore. So your juniors in, you talk about Chris Malone, you talk about Lacey Webster, and then your first girl off the bench, Jordan Jones, who is a junior. Those are going to be the young ladies who you're going to expect to be the leaders going forward. But, again, obviously it's a mountain to climb, right? This would be their Everest, if you will. And it will be absolutely a challenge. You had to play those last 3 minutes without Alexa Lane, who, by the way, knocked down two of the most ridiculous three-pointers that you'll probably ever see in girls high school basketball. One of them fouled off the backboard, and then the other one hand in her face, hand down, man down type of thing. And so despite that, you still get to see what she's made of and why there has been so much hype surrounding her coming into her senior year.
Absolutely, and having a player like that makes you really hopeful that they are down 22 points at half, but when you have that kind of offensive firepower, anything could happen. So this Northmar team is coached very well. I expect them to come out with a little punch here and start to chip off some of these points bit by bit, and before you know it, they could be right in it.
And the thing about it to me, when you talk to Coach Tisdale, you talk to Alexa Lane, who's the senior, about the previous 3 years. Alexa, of course, a varsity player since she was a freshman, so she experienced all 3 of those trips to the regional semis. But really, next season, you can take a look at this and set a new goal to accomplish. And you can take a look at, obviously, this game and feel like, hey, at this point, down 22, we don't have anything to lose. Let's go out there, play fast and loose, and then, should it end up being the result, then next year you can say, you know what, we got over that 3rd round hump. Let's set our sights for that 4th round hump. And at that point, who knows, state title could be in sight.
Absolutely. That's what I really love about the high school game is a lot of your players are returning year after year. You look in the college world and the transfer portal is crazy these days. You could have your whole roster shift out. High school, especially in a smaller town like Paris, you're not really seeing that a whole lot. You're losing your seniors, obviously, but this is why I really like that this Northmar team is a lot of young talent that's coming up. And like you said, this is a culture not change, because they have a culture that they built. Absolutely. But it is a culture shift to be more attentive about this is the new expectation that we have. What we had before, like, that's not going to cut it anymore. We got the next step up, that this is how it's been, this is how it's going to be. So really exciting for Northmar fans and just Paris as a whole, like how it's going to be in the next few years.
You can kind of always tell what the culture is like whenever you talk about the postseason.
Yeah.
You have teams that are happy to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
Right? You talk to them and, hey, I think we can make it. I think we can make the playoff. And then you have teams that, man, what do you mean we're happy to make the play? No. 3rd round, 4th round, we are looking to make a deep run. We have a higher standard, a higher expectation. We'll go back to when we were at Winsboro, and they played that game at Winsboro against Brownsboro. If you look up there in Winsboro's gym, there are 16 banners that date back to 1991 for girls basketball. 16 banners since 1991. None of them include by district. None of them include area, regional semis, or region. All 16 are state semis, state finals, and state championships. That is a standard, and that is what culture means. And for this North Lamar Pantherette team, that is where Coach Tisdale is looking to get her girls to, and that's where I think the future of this program. And you know what? Alexa helped set that standard. The girls that came before her helped set that standard, and I think that this North Lamar Pantherette team is gutsy, gritty, going to have an opportunity to come out here and show what they're made of. And then, hey, if this ends up being the result, then you have an expectation going forward. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we've got second half action for you. We'll be right back here on Game Day.
We're here at the biggest game of the year for the kickoff, and I say these local guys have no competition, John.
No doubt, Stephen. Why sweat in the press box?
When you can sit like a king.
And we got the best seats in the house right here, baby.
Where every seat is the best seat.
Oh yeah, Texas Furniture and Appliance. Local since 1927.
These players are definitely in their comfort zone.
You say something?
And we're back here on Game Day. Thank you very much to Aaron Barnes and Good Guys Trailers. Aaron, a massive supporter of the North Lamar Pantherettes and Panthers, and I believe he's here tonight. I thought I saw him a little bit earlier, so Greatly appreciate him. As we get ready for second half action between these two teams. And this is a little bit of a long game when you talk about high school. Of course, a lot of that has to do with the whistles.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of stoppage in this game. And, you know, for Lincoln, I would probably expect how they set up their half-court offense to maybe see some more of that, just to, you know, take the air out of the ball, milk that clock, wind it down. But nonetheless, regardless, it's going to have to be the opposite for the North Lamar Panthers. You're going to have to find a way to be fast and efficient. Original starting five back in for the North Lamar Pantherettes, as well as the Dallas Lincoln Lady Tigers. As Elder inbounding. And they go right back to her, guarded by Malone. Foot on the line, no good. And rebound going over to Curtis and over to Lane. Lane outrunning and has it poked away. Thomas comes up with it, finds Elder. Elder spins, gets in the lane, and is fouled, and that might be 4 on Alexa, unless it's on Malone, and it will go against Lane. And right out of the gate, they're going to have to go back to the bench.
Yeah, that's putting them in an interesting spot here. Your star player has 4 fouls now, and she's going to have to be very careful to not pick up that 5th.
And I think in order to do that, they're going to substitute her out for Jordan Jones. As Elder knocks down both. Curtis being hounded in the backcourt, turned over. And now travel called against Lincoln, and it'll go over to the Pantherettes. Malone. Pass to Jones, underneath. Webster can't get it to go. Second opportunity, no good. And now they're going to call an over the back against Avery Curtis. And again, it is touchy out there. They're not really allowed to play. And again, you know, we'll say it is both sides, but this is going to be a very long game just because of the whistles.
Now it'll be Curtis's 4th as well.
And then you got Malone, who has 3. And now a charge. And I think that'll be Dallas's 4th.
Yeah.
And I get it, you know, and that is a charge. And at some point, you got to put those away. Carey takes the inbound ahead to Webster. Webster underneath the basket, and lo and behold, I believe we have another foul.
And I'm glad those pads are there, because Lacey just went down kind of hard, and that would not have been good if those pads were not there. And she pops right back up. She's so tough.
Out to Malone, 3 ball, got it.
32nd.
And now a timeout. We're going to take a timeout with them. We'll be right back on Game Day.
Ravioli Property Management, keeping our tenants comfortable is a top priority. That's why we trust Lone Star Heat and Air. They've always been dependable, quick to respond, and their work is top-notch. Whether it's routine service or an urgent call, they take care of it with professionalism and care. We couldn't recommend Lone Star Heat and Air more for anyone looking for a reliable HVAC service.
And we're back here on Game Day. Thank you so very much to Growing Green Designs Company. Appreciate you guys being a part of this. As the North Lamar Pantherettes trailing by 21. Alexa Lane on the bench for North Lamar. And now another whistle. And this foul is going to go against Thomas.
We've seen Conkleton come in and, draw us a couple fouls now.
Yeah, we talk a lot about the future of this program. Obviously Alexa gets a lot of the attention. And I know Lincoln wants to travel there. That's actually a great no call. She kept that foot planted. On the other side, Lincoln driving baseline, shot up, no good. And rebound goes to Carey. Carey, dribble handoff. Malone to the sideline to Webster. Webster crossing over, getting in the paint. Shot up, got it.
That's a tough shot.
Very tough shot.
We're going to need some tough shots to come back, though. All you can do, one bucket at a time.
And Coach Tisdale wanted a little bit of a travel. I think that she's saying that Miller took a couple of steps before she started her dribble. Miller driving, kicks out, 3-ball on the way, no good. Jones pulls down the board to Conkleton and over to Malone, and there's a foul. And I tell you, we are less than 3 minutes into the third quarter, and that is the 4th team foul called. North Lamar has 2.
This is exactly how they wanted to start the half, though, for North Lamar. Have a couple buckets here, get some foul calls, get some people in some foul trouble, and, let your young girls work.
Brother, I think at this point, me and you are in foul trouble in this game. Into Malone. She's all alone. Can't hit the shot. It'll go out of bounds. And over to Lincoln.
Well, that was a good shot, though. She was wide open. I'd like to see more of that.
Elder bringing the ball up across midcourt on the left side. Guarded by Malone.
As you mentioned, Lincoln is in no rush.
And this is it's how they came out. I think that from a coaching standpoint, you come out, okay, let's see what they're doing defensively. Obviously, their strong game is running up and down the floor, transition. We've seen what they do, press on defense. But on the other side, with this lead, as you get a 3-ball coming, no good. Jones pulls down the rebound. They're happy to go into that half-court offense.
Jones seeing a half-court press from Lincoln here, as opposed to the full court that we saw in the first half of the game.
And losing it out of bounds over to Dallas Lincoln. Like you said, one shot at a time. The challenge is finding space to get a shot. We've seen some good looks from 3. Otherwise, Lincoln has been right in North Lamar's chest. Good defense from Malone.
And the 5 seconds doesn't start if there's no pressure. So they can hold the ball at the top for as long as they want till that pressure comes.
Turning the corner, drive, kick out, passing up a wide open three. And whenever Mondi passed up that three, she looked over to the bench and held her arms up. So I'm not sure if they're just playing a big delay or if the coach is saying, hey, you got it, take it. She'll take it this time. No good. And then rebound goes over to Lincoln. Second opportunity, and again, a foul. I thought the shooter kind of went into the arms that time, but they'll head to the free throw line, and it'll be Patterson. Shot up and good. Second coming. Rolls around and finds its way down.
Back to the full court press they go.
Yeah, this is really the bread and butter for them, is that full court press. Is this ball, I think, was, oh, that's tough. They're gonna say last off of North Lamar and over to Lincoln.
I expect to see more of the same here, just trying to chew that clock and not really in a rush to get a shot up.
Miller out to Patterson. And again, this is where we see a little bit of that drive, kick out, run around the perimeter a little bit, drive, kick out, run around the perimeter a little bit, take the air out of the basketball. There's the drive and getting into the lane. And that's how the game started out, is a lot of penetration into the paint, draw the foul, get to the free throw line.
That'll be Malone's fourth foul. She's waving off the substitution. Leave me in, coach, leave me in. I don't know if coach will agree.
First shot up from Miller is good. And yeah, you know, of course, as a player, you're going to lobby for that. As a coach, it's tempting to listen to the player, but you ultimately have to do what you feel is best for your team. Malone will head to the bench. Nelson checks in. Second shot and lane violation. Basket no good. So it'll go over to the Pantherettes, and as you said, they will press all night long, and that is why. They're going to get Webster with the foul. That is going to be her third. And like you said, I'm not sure who's not really in foul trouble. It's been, you know, the type of game where, you know, you breathe heavy enough. First shot up and good.
Yeah, and unfortunately for Northmar, that's going to benefit Lincoln as they have that depth that you mentioned.
And, you know, it's, I think that type of game, you know, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
I don't love it in the fourth round of the playoffs with an opportunity to go to the state semis. You know, let the toughness of the girls prevail. Nelson to Jones, over to Carey. And it'll go out of bounds, staying with North Lamar. Webster will inbound. Goes right back to Lacey, trying to get into the paint, pushing her way through, and a foul called and Lacey will head to the strike.
As both teams are already the 5 fouls on the quarter. Trend continues.
I think it's miraculous that someone just picked up their first. So Webster with her second shot sinks both. As Lincoln, Elder bringing it up, guarded by Nelson. Kicks out, 3-ball coming, way off the mark and finds its way out of bounds. It'll stay with Lincoln.
And talk about getting thrown into the fire. You have a freshman on a senior, the state MVP right there from last year.
And, you know, that's a tough assignment. I'm telling you, Ella Nelson is going to be something for this North Lamar Pantherette program. First time I saw her was in volleyball, and I believe as an outside hitter, if my memory is decent, which it's not. But, and you look at her and, okay, you know, slight, 100 pounds, soaking wet. First time I saw her jump, it made me think of the original Mario. I mean, just out of the gym.
And Webster will pick up, looks like her 4th foul as well.
Yeah, and what's really challenging is the round before and the round before that and the round before that, you know, you were allowed to play pretty physical. And then you come here tonight and, you know, it's more of a finesse game. Second shot attempt for Patterson. No good. And then Elder gets her own shot back. And then Nelson right there in the hip pocket of Miller as Elder, nice drive, can't hit, and then the foul, the inevitable foul.
Yeah, and there's just way too many offensive rebounds on that possession.
Yeah, and that's, you know, again, kind of the pregame key to tonight's game was finding a way to keep Lincoln off the boards. They're so active, so athletic. They've got good length. Second shot attempt from Elder, circles around and pops out. North Lamar clears the board and then throws it right away to Lincoln, swatted by Carey, and Carey is fouled and will come the other way for more free throws.
That'll be Elder's 4th as well.
Carey, first one, pops out. Elder will head to the bench. And, you know, you talk about that. It's probably going to be a case of Alexa and Elder and then Dallas having to play the whole 4th quarter with 4 fouls apiece, which someone's going to foul. With the way it's called, someone's going to foul out.
Yeah. You got to change the way you play a little bit whenever you have 4 fouls. Can't be as aggressive on defense, and we'll see how that pans out, but I'm leaning it's in favor of Lincoln here.
Step back, knocks down the triple. Jones up the floor, being hounded. Carey, this one rolls out of bounds, will stay with North Lamar with 37 seconds remaining in the quarter. Webster to Jones. Nelson. Congleton. Throws it away.
You gotta wonder if, the young girls out there, and maybe a little miscommunication between, a starter and someone that's coming off the bench.
Sure. And not only that, Congleton, she has done phenomenal on the defensive side of the ball. She has made an impact. Offense against a team like Lincoln, it's a lot different. It is a lot different. Final 10 seconds of the third quarter. Usually get around to that 6-7 mark and you attack. And that's what's happening here. Miller kicks out, 3-ball coming, no good. And the buzzer sounds. We'll head to the fourth quarter here in the Region 2 Finals here on Game Day.
Ready to rep your school and your wallet?
I'm here to open a student account and score that sweet school debit card.
With no monthly fees, mobile banking, and a debit card that shows your school pride, our student account is built for your game plan.
Get in the game. Open yours today.
First Federal Community Bank, the only bank you'll ever need.
First Federal Community Bank, the only bank you'll ever need.
And we're back here in Caddo Mills. Thank you very much, Trey Streety. Trey's Carpet Cleaning. We appreciate you very much for being on this journey with us. The North Lamar Pantherettes playoff run. And Trey, whenever we had Alan Gooding, he would share some little tidbits about Trey's playing days and what a sharpshooter he was. And so we appreciate him for sponsoring the North Lamar Pantherettes and all of our sponsors here tonight. For North Lamar, Malone, Carey, Lane, Nelson, and Curtis. And we are awaiting word to get this thing started here in the fourth quarter. As I think
the child ran onto the court, possibly.
Inbound to Carey, over to Curtis. Malone, she'll launch, no good. And coming down with it is Colton. I believe a simple out of bounds call. Miller guarded by Lane. And I'll tell you this, on the offensive side, I would not be shocked if we just get ready to see Lane launching at every chance and every opportunity.
She's got to be expecting the doubles here too.
Pass over and Nelson can't handle it. It'll go out of bounds over to Lincoln. And I also think that was intended for Malone, and she kind of started to take off. I don't think that you have any fault, whether it's Lane, Malone, Nelson. Meanwhile, Miller over to Lewis. Lewis guarded by Malone, playing tight and takes it away. Foul called, and that's going to do it for Chris Malone's night. And that's frustrating.
Yeah, because at least 2, maybe 3 of those calls were very soft fouls. And
very touchy.
Something that you question, is that really a foul or not? But that's how it's been all night. And unfortunate to see this is the end of her game tonight.
Webster checks in. And, you know, I'm just based on how it's called, you can anticipate this game to finish out probably without Lane, probably without Webster. Elder not in the game, Dallas not in the game. Kick out, 3-ball coming, no good. Webster fighting for it, and then thrown out of bounds. It'll go over to North Lamar.
Well, that's the luxury of being ahead this late in the game, is you don't have to put those stars back in that have the 4 fouls until it starts getting closer.
Carey ahead to Curtis. Curtis, dribble handoff, Nelson to Carey. And has it taken away by Mundy. Up ahead to Lewis, who gets it to go.
No contest from Alexa there. You do not want a cheap foul right there.
And so Webster coming up the court. Nelson picks up the loose ball and goes over to Alexa. Lane, guarded by Lewis. And now here comes the double. Ball on the ground, and now we have a tie ball. It'll go over to Lincoln. And they do, yeah, they have denied Alexa all night, and when she does get the ball, here comes the double team very quickly. Sometimes triple team. And especially when they hit that mid-court stripe, that has been the spot where they're kind of using it as a defender. Lane guarding Miller out near mid-court.
Have a blocking foul.
And I think they called that on Carey, her second. And then rejected. Webster coming the other way, and Webster hits the 2. Miller behind the back, nearly had it taken away, backs out, guarded by Lane. Goes to the same move one more time, skips in, and
circus shot.
Yeah, hits a nice shot, really nice shot.
And we've talked a lot about the other stars, but Miller herself is committed to North Texas as well.
And this one out of bounds. I think they're going to give this to Lincoln. Lane threw it off the defender. They're going to say it bounced back off of Lane before going out of bounds.
Elder back in the game.
Guarded by Curtis. Elder playing with 4 fouls. Gets the elbow, passes out, 1 step, shot up, no good. Great rebound by Lane, ahead to Curtis. Curtis can't get the 2 to go. And they're gonna say it stays with North Lamar.
Dallas back in the game as well. You see the star players come back in.
Curtis to inbound, front court on baseline. Going up top to Carey, to Webster. She'll launch, no good. Dallas pulls down the rebound. Out on the wing, guarded by Lane. She'll pull up from way outside, no good. Curtis pulls it down and will head the other way. And this one will go out of bounds. And they're going to say with Lincoln, kudos to the official, deferring to her partner to see if they had a better angle on the call.
That's great refereeing there too. Is you know, you want to make sure that you're all in sync and you don't make the call too early and have to change it.
Yeah, and you know, I know that we've talked a lot about the touch fouls and things of that nature, but also credit where credit's due. Dallas, clock ticking down to 3 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. Guarded by Lane, gives a shake, kicks out, Elder. Passing off, spin down to the baseline, shot up, no good. Webster comes up with it, and she'll head the other way. Webster nearly loses it, and this time she does. Elder.
And that's going to be on Webster.
I'm not sure. Did she hit the standard again? Because I know earlier she did. And pop back up. Like we said, you know, Lacey is a tough girl.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, the leader in the region in her weight class in the deadlift, in powerlifting.
That'll be her night as well, being her 5th foul.
Yeah, and you know, it's kind of what we said earlier. You can just kind of expect it with the way this game has been called. Now, with that said, that, you know, it's certainly a foul.
Yeah.
Some of the others earlier in the game that led to that point, man, tough, but Elder at the stripe sinks both. Curtis to inbound. Into carry. And we are down to 2.5 minutes remaining in North Lamar's season. Benitez in the game. And a blocking foul is going to be called against Moore, Ariel Moore, sophomore. Lane, catch and shoot, no good. Curtis pulls it down and then had to flick it blindly to save it. And then on the other side, on top of the standard, on top of the basket, and it'll go over to the North Lamar Pantherettes. So it's a matter of waiting till the clock's hit 0 at this point. But again, I want to remind you, North Lamar, even though she is an incredible player, you're losing one senior as Jones goes the other way. But I'm really excited about the youth. The player that, you know, really has me intrigued is Kyra Carey, as kind of loose balls going back and forth. And let's see who this is on. Both Carey and Lane take a swipe at it. They're going to call it on Lane, and that is her 5th.
A lot of emotion and probably
a lot of
senior's
emotion.
last game.
And you know what? Like, regardless, if you lose, there's going to be a lot of emotion. I think the way that it happened really is tough as well. It's Monica Butler checks in for North Lamar. First shot off the mark. Second shot coming. And for the first time tonight, Lincoln falls back, still meeting at half court, but no full court press as Avery Curtis gets in for 2.
You know, I think that's why we saw the full court press the whole game.
Sure.
Northmar does it just like that.
Yeah, right out of the gate, when you don't press, you get a blow by and an easy 2 points. And hats off to Lincoln. They did a good job of, you know, keeping the ball out of Northmar's playmaker's hand as Benitez goes back into Carey. Carey to Nelson. Over to Curtis. Curtis will pull the trigger. I think Avery Curtis has had a good night.
Yes, she has.
I know it's been tough. I know the season's over, but Avery Curtis, hats off to you, young lady. Came out and played one heck of a ball game.
When you go back to that culture building we talked about at halftime, they could easily just fold up their hands and say, well, this game's over, but that's not what we're seeing from the Pantherettes here.
Down to the final 30 seconds. And Lincoln getting ready to head to the state semifinal, where they will take on the winner of Liberty out of Lubbock and Brock, looking to repeat for a state championship. As there's going to be a foul called, and Avery Curtis, she says, heck, why not join my teammates with the 5? As her, Malone, and Lane sitting together, embracing one another.
It's never easy to say, you know, goodbye to your season, but for all 3 of these ladies, we'll see more of them in different places.
Sure.
One of them going to college, but we'll see all 3 of them continuing to play as the years go by.
And that'll do it as Conkleton puts up the last shot. Phenomenal season for the North Lamar Pantherettes. They got over that 3rd round hump, came out, opened up with tremendous energy against a defending state champion. Obviously, game doesn't go their way, but without question, a year they can be proud of. Hats off to Coach Tisdale. Hats off to Alexa Lane in her senior season. For the other girls, we'll see you next year. And that's going to do it for our broadcast here tonight. Thank you so very much, Parker Benson, for joining me. Reed Preston, our producer, on the cameras, Ava Langley, along with Todd Coleman. And thank you guys so very much for tuning in.